There are some journeys that call to your soul, and the Journey to Stillness pilgrimage was that journey. It had called to us from deep within, taking us to an inner awareness and consciousness, all through the grace of MAHAVATAR Kriya Babaji, the deathless yogi, brought to the world's attention in Autobiography of a Yogi, has since then graced millions of Kriya devotees with his blessings worldwide. We had been guided to his cave in the Himalayas and various other sacred places that have been graced by him, allowing us to connect with his presence. For those that made this journey, a deep connection and gratitude came through everyone who trusted Kriya Babaji to guide them, knowing that he is always with us. Through this trust, everyone was able to find stillness. Beyond our Kriya practice, beyond our daily meditations, and to exist with it in everything we do. All Kriya Yoga practitioners know the beauty and grace that exists at this spot in the Himalayas called Babaji's Cave, as it is spoken about in Chapter 34 of Autobiography of a Yogi. This is where Lahiri Mahasaya meets Babaji physically for the first time in his life, and was then initiated by Babaji into the deep practice of Kriya Yoga again, so he could bring it to the world. Through the wish of Lahiri Mahasaya and by the grace of MAHAVATAR Babaji, Kriya Yoga was brought to the world and was allowed to be given to anyone whose soul is calling for the end of the cycle of birth and death. For that is what Kriya Yoga is, the ability to burn through karma and find moksha, this enlightenment, that brings the true consciousness of our existence, our soul, into the light, allowing us to exist with divine awareness in every moment. Embarking on our 2-week journey, tracing MAHAVATAR Babaji and Kriya Yoga, we journeyed from Delhi by car into the Himalayas, all the way to Kukuchina, to Joshi's guest house, which is a 5-minute drive from this most sacred location and the start of the hike to the cave. Driving down the hill from Joshi's guest house, there is a sign that lets you know that you have found the start of the hike. A big thank you must go to the Yogoda Satsang Society for the maintenance and love they have put into looking after not only the cave, but the large area around the cave and on the walk up to the cave. They have maintained the pathways beautifully with stones and made sure that the area from the start to the actual cave and above is 99% litter-free, which is a rare occurrence in India. Although we hike in the mountains daily, the altitude made the hike up to the cave a bit tougher, but not bad. It is roughly a 45-minute uphill, beautiful hike into the mountain, and each time we went, we were the only people on the trail and in the cave. The views and scenery are beautiful, and you can see deep into the Himalayan valley, and the further up you go, you can see deeper into the Himalayas, with the snow-capped mountains in the distance. We would stop every now and then to take in the beauty of the surroundings and just remind ourselves of the grace we had to actually be here at this divine place. It is a beautiful time to walk in the Himalayas with the fresh air and do japa, chanting the mantra given by the Guru. Allowing your mind to focus on something greater than yourself and pushing you to slowly go deeper and deeper within, to connect beyond the mind with all the saints and sages that have walked this same path. Simply rushing in to see the cave and rushing out afterwards, it just doesn't let you be truly here, taking in the views, roaming the hills like Lahiri Mahasaya, and just being. We were blessed to stay 6 days in the area and slowing down, allowing our visits to the cave to go deeper beyond the mind and the physical and into the soul, where Babaji is always waiting for us to connect with him. As you come over the ridge, there is a beautiful spot you can walk to and enjoy the vista. After our visit to the cave, we sat and had lunch at this spot, overlooking the Himalayas, taking everything away with us. From here, it is a short 5-minute walk to the Yogoda Satsang Society Meditation Hall, where it's worth spending some time at, either before or after the cave. It is wonderfully kept, and you can buy various Kriya Yoga-related items here. And then you continue past the hall for the last 5-minute uphill to the cave entrance. We had been doing a beautiful 40-day guided Babaji meditation that connects you more and more with Babaji. And as we walked to the final point, there was just a deep sense of gratitude that Babaji had allowed us to come here and connect with him. As you come to the final few steps just below the cave, you can see a sign letting you know that you have made it. There is a beautiful feeling of peace that begins to envelop you as you get closer and closer to the cave. And then looking to the right above you, the cave is there waiting for you. After days of journeying, it is time to sit and absorb the grace of MAHAVATAR Babaji. We arrived as the caretaker, who looks after the meditation hall and cave, was just opening up and preparing the cave for the daily visitors, and was kind enough to let us film some of his daily routine. The cave inside is rumored to be much deeper, but it has been closed off to stop people from going into it for safety reasons. Kukuchina is seeing a lot of development happening, so sometimes the sound of construction reaches you up here. The cave is generally cooler than the surrounding area, so it is advisable to bring some warm clothes and something to sit on, especially if you want to meditate in there for a long time. The cave itself is really small, and only about 6 people can fit in there comfortably at one time. All of our group had taken Kriya initiation. One person was lucky enough to get initiated on the first day in the cave. So we all sat for an hour or so doing our Kriya practice. So sit back and allow yourself to be taken on this journey into the cave with us. After our final Kriya Yoga session in the cave, a realization came over us that we might never journey up here again. There was a sense of gratitude and love for allowing us to travel all the way from South Africa to have the darshan of this sacred place. And also a sense of sadness that our time was coming to an end here. The journey back down the mountain after all this was always quieter, with everyone in a deeper state of awareness and contemplation. My thoughts on this journey as a Kriya teacher and practitioner of over 20 years. This is not an easy place to reach, whether you fly, catch a train, or drive. At some point, you will need to drive the Himalayan roads. So stay a while and flow into the energy here. Staying a few days close to the cave is a must, so you can wake up in the energy of the area and explore the surrounding locations. There is lots of construction going on to capitalize on the pilgrims coming here, so I would suggest to come sooner rather than later. There are a few higher-end places to stay, but Joshi's guest house has been here for years, and the people are from around here. They looked after us the whole time. The food was amazing, so much so that we still remember it now. And staying 5 minutes from the start of the hike to the cave means you can visit the cave a few times. May the grace and blessings of Mahavatar, Kriya Babaji, be with all whose souls call them to the Kriya path.
MAHAVATAR Kriya Babaji. Mahavatar Kriya